Okay, so we're going to try this again here right now. So apologize for that. We're going to try this again. Hopefully we pick up pretty well here. So that being said, hopefully you join us back for this DJ versus MC portion as I get my screen back. There we go. I think we're good. So thanks for being here. Looks like Mike Walter joined us back. So DJ versus MC. Good morning, Wes. Yes, people hire us to be a DJ. Absolutely, that is still the truth. That is still what is real. But depending on the event, requires you to either be an announcer, a master of ceremonies, a storyteller, or strictly just a DJ with no announcing at all. And so it depends on the event is the discipline that you have to use. And again, Mike Walter is going to be discussing this at his seminar. I love it. It's not even 8:30 right now and you're live and watching me. So, you could be in your PJs though. I have no idea. So anyway, the reality is you have to choose, not you have to choose, but your client almost chooses for you. And you have to choose what discipline you're using. Now, I did hear Brian Bonacici say that, and I just want to make sure I'm giving credit where credit is due as much as I can. I get those three disciplines, if you will, from Mark Farrell, of course, the announcer, storyteller, master of ceremonies. Mark teaches in his Marbecca Method workshops. And I think that's important to always, if we're not at all possible, give credit where credit is due. I got another quote I'll be sharing with you later this week, and I forget where I read it. So I want to make sure I always give credit where credit is due. So Mark teaches those disciplines. And I must say, though, I have to agree with Brian Bonacici from a standpoint of the vast majority of today's brides don't care. That's the truth. So you can have all this wistful longing for the past and everything else you want, but the reality is they don't care. Now, that being said, you could put the onus on yourself to at least explain to them what they're going through. I often tell clients in my sales meetings with them or planning meetings with them that you should at least know some of the traditions and history of the ceremonies you're about to embark on. Most brides, if they knew where the garter and bouquet ceremony came from, they would not do it in front of all their friends and family. So I think it's up to you as a professional to at least give them the working knowledge, if you will, or some base knowledge, some very first bites of knowledge, if you will. It's up to you as the working professional to give that to them. Then it's up to them to decide if they like that option or not. Oftentimes when I chat about a client or chat about the cake cutting ceremony with a client, and I explain to them that it used to be just as much of a ceremony as their exchange of rings, then sometimes they want to go for it and they want to have that and have their guests involved in it. And I saw a post the other day from someone who's like, well, I would never do anything like that at my weddings. It's just another tool. It's like beat mixing. It's just another tool in your toolbox. And there's nothing wrong with getting out that saw and sharpening it and having it ready when the time comes. So I'd encourage you to, Mike says we're freezing up again. I look good on this side. Well, I always look good, but that's not true. My wife can attest to that. So the reality is I think it's important for us to understand what our role is, at least explain some options for the client, and then let the client decide. Ultimately, they are the boss. And while one can make the argument they don't necessarily know, good or bad or different, I would argue that in some cases they do. And I'll cover that on an upcoming live at 7:55 as it's too much to dig into now. So to me, DJ versus MC, which one is more important? It depends on the event. DJ to me is absolutely important. It is the base level of what we do. Yes, clients are looking for a disc jockey. They're not looking ultimately for a master of ceremonies unless you brand yourself so well and have a small marketplace that clients know that to be what you do and describe you by that. Some of my clients do. Not all my clients, but some do. And so, good morning, John Price. Good morning, Chris Johnson. Good morning, Joe. So I encourage you to, again, just think about what your role is at that event. Are you just a DJ? If you're just a DJ, there's nothing wrong with that, it being just a DJ, because the DJ has frankly gone into celebrity status for many things in society lately. I know Mike Walters talked about that in the past. Good morning, Mitch Ross. Good morning, Steve. So I encourage you to think about whatever your role is, at least give your client an inkling, at least be open-minded enough to learn different options that are out there. And you can make the argument all day long that people just want to get to the party, and I get that. I get that. And in certain situations, I'd probably say you're right. But I at least would encourage you to have an open mind about learning a little bit more on another discipline so that you can have it as a tool in your toolbox to pull out whenever it's necessary. So that's my thoughts on the whole DJ versus MC thing. It's funny, I actually went a good solid decade, focusing more on the MC side of things. But just recently, Tom Heath and I road tripped down to South Carolina to attend the Mixposium that Jamie Bodie put on to focus more on the DJ side of things. And to me, that was a great road trip. It allowed me to focus more on the mix, which was something I've been needing to do for a while here. Not that I'm not a good DJ right now. I feel I'm good, but I think I could be better, and that to me is what it's all about, becoming better. So yeah, Tom said you can't call yourself an MC if you're not one. Yeah, and I would agree with that too, Tom. I think you can call yourself an MC, E-M-C-E-E, but there's a difference between an EMCEE and a Master of Ceremonies. Just look at the definition. Mark lays it out in his workshops from that standpoint in regards to a Master of Ceremonies is someone who is knowledgeable of all ceremonies and masterful at the performance and execution of them. While I don't think the word execution should be used with weddings ever, it's one of those things that, again, if you think about it, that's what you're doing. A master of ceremonies is there to guide the transitions of the event, to move people emotionally from moment to moment to moment. Just like you as a DJ do the same exact thing with music, from moment to moment to moment, moving them emotionally. A master of ceremonies is presiding over those ceremonies at an event, the grand entrance, the toasts, the actual cake cutting ceremony, the first dance. All these things have meaning and purpose. And again, going back to Mark Farrell's training. So I encourage you, if you want deeper knowledge on this, go take a Marbecca Method workshop. If you want to just take pot shots, that's cool. But I'm just trying to weigh in on my opinion here on that. I think it's important for all of us to have an open mind about every facet of our business and strive to get better. That's all I'm saying. So thanks so much for joining us for Live at 7:55 today. I went way long today. But I wanted to weigh in on this topic, and we had some technical issues. So I know Facebook is cranking down algorithms as well on third-party apps. So not sure if I'll be able to do my video open anymore, but just wanted to come to you live for this today. Thanks so much for watching Live at 7:55. Tomorrow we're going to be back with my buddy Chris Romero for some DJ industry secrets. Hopefully I got to connect with Chris today and make sure we're still on tap. So thanks so much for watching Live at 7:55. Go live, impact, value, and engage. See you tomorrow.